What the Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Sorry I couldn't upload yesterday. Yesterday was a really busy day. Still in Colombia for like another 2 days, but oh my god. LeBron is going to the Lakers. And can we just kind of like talk about this real quick? Can we just kind of go over everything this means? And before we actually get into that, first let me talk about the drawing itself, or the digital illustration. I got the image from Sports Illustrated on Instagram, and then I went ahead and looked for an image with 23 on a Lakers jersey, so I just put the 23 on top of the image, and that's how it came to be. But doing these digital illustrations without having really clear contrast, especially on certain parts like the face, and especially on this image, if you look at the image, like the top part gets kind of washed out where the bottom part's pretty detailed. When it gets close to his face, he's looking pretty rough, but the rest looks pretty good, so work with me on that. But back to the topic at hand, LeBron is going to LA, and we've kind of expected this. We knew that it was going to be a short list of teams that he was going to be willing to go to. We knew that he had a house in LA. We knew that there was a lot of different benefits to him going to Los Angeles besides trying to win a championship. And on the note of winning championships, as presently constructed, it's not going to be the easiest thing for them to do. They should definitely be a playoff team at the very least. I think any team LeBron goes to is guaranteed to be a playoff team, but aside from that, in this year, it's going to be really tough to win it all. Kevin Durant signed another 2-year deal with Golden State, so they're still going to be that crazy powerhouse super team, but this time they don't have JaVale McGee because he actually signed a 1-year deal with Los Angeles along with Lance Stevenson. Now, I'm not saying those two names make much of a difference, but we're going to give these guys credit. They're both veterans in the league. They've been around the league for a long time. Lance Stevenson is a pretty annoying player. He plays really hard, especially on defense, which is what you need. And JaVale McGee is bound to do JaVale McGee things, but as long as he just does his part and get open dunks, he'll do fine. Now, as for the rest of the team, they have really interesting young talented pieces. Alright, they drafted Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma last year. Lonzo Ball is going to do much better because he was injured most of last year, and of course Kyle Kuzma is looking like a star. They still have Julius Randle, which is a young stud, as well as they also have Brandon Ingram, which he can probably gain a little bit more weight and he'll be a good force as well. Now again, as presently constructed, that's not really too much that they can work with. They have LeBron, and that kind of fixes a lot of the holes that they have, but one thing to keep a note is that he signed a 4-year deal. And now that Magic Johnson is running basketball operations over there, he knows that he can trust in them to go ahead and make the appropriate decision to guarantee that they're going to at least be competitive this first year, and then the following years, oh boy, they're going to do so well. Now, of course, everybody's going to give LeBron crap if he doesn't win his first year. He's probably not going to. It would be a shocker if he did, and oh my god, his legacy would just be submitted as easily top 2, if not number 1 greatest player of all time. But the key thing to remember here is that the other superstar they've been looking at, Kawhi Leonard, said he wants to go to the Lakers. Now, I don't think that the San Antonio Spurs are going to trade him to the Lakers, because at this point, that would be really bad for the Spurs. The Spurs still want to win championships. They're not going away anytime soon. And now that they have to deal with the Rockets re-upping with Chris Paul, the Warriors re-upping with adding Kevin Durant again for another 2 years, and then they have a few other teams that are going to sprinkle in there and make things difficult. Like, yes, OKC had an uneventful season last season, but they're back together again. They're going to do good. You know, the Utah Jazz are going to do pretty good. The Pelicans got some young studs, and then now we have to deal with the Lakers. So the West is just loaded. I think the Spurs are going to play the smart route and not trade what they have, their greatest asset, anywhere in the West. It makes a lot more sense for them to try to trade him somewhere out to the East where they can get some assets, and that way he's not helping to boost one of the teams in their same conference. That being said, after this year and he decides to leave, he's very well likely going to go back to Los Angeles. So the reality is that we could very well see Kawhi, no matter where he goes, end up in Los Angeles the following year, unless he gets traded to the Celtics and he finds out that they have major success. Of course, if the Spurs and the Celtics kind of do a trade, that would deplete some of the roster of the Celtics, but I mean, they'd be getting Kawhi Leonard, one of the best two-way players in the game. And the guy's like, what, 26, 27 years old? So yeah, that'd be a big bonus to have. So while this season might be a little uneventful for the Lakers, the fact that they have LeBron James and they have all those young studs to make a very entertaining team at the very least is going to rejuvenate the Lakers franchise a whole lot. And just kind of stick with me for a second. What if, right, LeBron and the Lakers kind of advance to the finals, which means they either will have beaten the Warriors or the Rockets or whoever else is in their way, and they make it all the way to the finals to go up against the Boston Celtics led by Kyrie Irving. That would be absolutely amazing. And even if that doesn't happen, like, what's going to happen? So the obvious bet is to go ahead and say the Warriors are going to advance, but now it's not going to be against Cleveland. A fair argument could be made that if Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward were healthy during the playoffs, that they would have beaten the Cavs. So now we're finally going to see something different happen in the league for sure in the finals. And what I'm about to say might might be a little bit of a reach, and some of you old heads might be mad at me for this, but understand this is just my opinion. We're looking at the golden age of the NBA. The league is just packed with a bunch of great, amazing players. Every year in the draft, there's like at least 5 to 10 players that are coming out that are lottery picks. They're going to make a big difference for their team. Like, legit, thank God I was born to see all this, because this is going to be amazing to see. Now, I had a few friends of mine kind of ask me, why did LeBron kind of go to the Lakers? It seems like an odd move, because right off the bat, we kind of assumed LeBron would go somewhere where there would be a guaranteed super team that would be able to compete against the Warriors for a championship. And like I said, as presently constructed, I mean, they'll make it to the playoffs, but championship, I don't know about that. But let's go ahead, let's break down all these reasons. One, he already has a home in LA. He's probably got a few houses everywhere, but he definitely has a big home in LA. His family, they kind of got used to the area. His son is going to school in Los Angeles. So all of that is just really convenient in terms of the moving aspect for him and his family, which of course matters. The second reason is he's moving to an organization that he trusts. And the reason why he trusts that organization is because of one man, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is a certified business mogul, and he has made himself a great career aside from the sport of basketball. I mean, he's like the owner of the Dodgers, or at least a part owner or something like that. So he's definitely a smart businessman, and LeBron is also looking at the business aspect after basketball as well. This man doesn't want his money to stop after basketball. He's trying to be a multi-billionaire. I don't know if he's a billionaire right now. I know he's got a lot of money coming in from Nike and all his contracts, but he's looking to be another multi-billionaire, okay? Working alongside Magic Johnson can really benefit him, learning all the business tips that Magic has learned over the years, as well as to position himself for a future that could really be great for him and his family because of all the business opportunities he would have working within Los Angeles. LeBron is easily the biggest superstar in the NBA, and the Lakers are one of the biggest storied franchises in the NBA. You could argue that they're the best modern day franchise. The Celtics obviously have one more championship total than the Lakers, but when you look at it, they got most of their championships pre-merger, which is huge because that not only elevates his brand in terms of like the local market of the United States, this elevates his brand to the global market, alright? People all over the world love basketball. I believe it's the second biggest sport in the world besides football. When I say football, I'm not talking about American football, I'm talking about soccer, guys, relax. Overall, the greatest player in the NBA, leading arguably the greatest franchise in the league to a much better success than they've been in the previous years, is a great storyline for the NBA, and it's going to sell a lot of tickets, and it's going to make a lot of money for not only the league but for LeBron as well. LeBron's done a movie before, or maybe a few movies, but now if he wants to do more, I mean, he's in LA, Hollywood's right there, it's very easy to get access to him. Overall, there's just so many more business opportunities in California and Los Angeles than Cleveland, Ohio. That's just the way it is. Now, he signed a 4-year deal, so he trusts in the organization and Magic Johnson to make sure that not this year but every year they have a good chance to go ahead and have success. They're looking to get Kawhi next year, and not Kawhi, they're definitely going to get some other big names. So even though this team might not seem like a super team now, trust me, it will be a super team next year. LeBron knows that the organization has expectations of winning a championship. He knows about all the banners that are hanging in the rafters of Staples Center that are not from the Clippers, that are from the Lakers. He knows what's expected of him, and I think he's more than ready to go ahead and take on the challenge. Like, just picture this real quick. LeBron go ahead and leading these young bucks, being the leader, the catalyst of this team, the Lakers franchise team, to another NBA championship, winning his 4th chip, which means he will have gotten past the West, which is definitely a much more difficult conference to go and advance through. One of the biggest criticisms on him getting to 8 straight finals is that it was in the East. Now whenever he gets to the finals, oh boy, I hope whoever is coming out of the East is ready, because he's not messing around anymore. This guy is tired of losing and he wants another ring. God mode activated. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. A new how to draw video is going to come out either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow. It depends on how early I get home, but Wednesday for sure, new how to draw videos are dropping. If you enjoy this video, leave a like. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and also hit that bell for post notifications, even though I understand for some reason that bell doesn't really work nowadays, but go ahead, hit it anyway. Show me some love. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.